Before we get into this surely electric episode of the Empty Netters podcast, we're going to hear from our sponsors, Shift Hockey, the guys who are changing the game in the stick department in the game of hockey. Shift has gone out and they have found the best materials, the best suppliers, the best quality stick on the market, and they're giving it to you for half the price. You get all the quality you get with all of these other high-end hockey brands that you're used to, and you get the exact same performance that all of the pros are playing with. Listen, the most important thing in hockey is gear wear. It's your style. Do you look cool on the ice? And the fact of the matter is, with sticks, you got to have a cool-looking twig. You got to have a stick that works, sure, but we got a ton of options now. You got to make sure your stick works and your stick looks awesome. Shift is doing both of those things and saving you a ton of money.
I am one of the most superstitious spazoids on earth. So every time I get a new twig, I do everything in my power to make it look lame with ridiculous tape all over the fucking place. Stupid design, stupid tape jobs.
Can confirm.
I can't even make Shift look uncool.
Yeah.
All the shit I do to it, it still looks cool.
It's still sick. And that's just the facts. Guys, if you're a parent with kids playing youth hockey, if you're a high school player, you're a college player, or you're just playing beer league, Shift is the way to go because it's going to give you the best stick on the market for literally cut straight down the middle of the price that you are used to paying for every stick on the market. So go to shifthockey.com/netters and pump in that promo code netters, Netters, at checkout. You're going to save 10% on your next stick, and you are going to be playing like the pros, but not having to break the bank to do it. Shift Hockey is the way to go. We're back with another playoff edition of the Empty Netters podcast, and we are absolutely dead inside.
Dude, I'm also exhausted, and yeah. I slept plenty last night. It's one of those when you're emotionally exhausted, and I have been through it. I feel as though I have been through so much that I can't stay awake today. I have nothing left to give.
I have those like body aches, you know. It's like, you know, when you wouldn't know this, Brian, but it's like when you get back from a weekend of drinking and you feel like you just lifted. You had like a crazy lifting day because you're just sore, like your muscles are sore. That's what I feel like, and it's just from like the stress. We'll get into what we're talking about, obviously, with the Bruins later when we get to that segment of the show, but needless to say, one of the most fucking insane collapses in the history of the game, and it's just truly remarkable. But we got the Devils-Rangers game on right now, third period starting soon. Devils are up 2-0.
Yeah, actually,
we've got
dude,
all of these other series that are all wrapped up. We're waiting on the last one here. We're doing it live with you, which is fun as hell. So let's just jump right into, you know, how these series shook out, and then also quick little teaser on what the next matchups are going to look like and what we think. So
hell yes.
Take me away,
If anything could inject a little life into my veins right now, it is this Devils-Rangers third period goalie battle so far.
Yeah.
And I've felt myself.
Yeah.
Felt myself come alive a little bit during this.
I like that. I like to hear that. Yeah, playoff hockey will save you. Let's start with Vegas Jets. That is the quickest series of all so far in round one. No sweeps in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, but we got a gentleman's sweep here in Vegas. Took care of business with a 4-1 win, an emphatic win, going in 4-0 into the third period on Thursday night, right?
Yeah.
And they took care of business. Your boy Jack Eichel with a point on the last goal, a nice little secondary assist. Classic Jack.
Classic Jack. Hey, they all count, baby.
Putting him 1 point shy of making me eat shrimp, which, if I'm being honest, man, I think is a little soft by him. Like you should have done it in the first round. But
we did want it to be cleaner. I have a couple of questions for you, Dan, but just to do the series justice, they were finishing this baby off when we were recording last time, so it feels distant compared to how much has happened since. But yeah, Brossoit's been a great solution for them in net. I think, you know, we both had said we wanted Quickie to have his fairy tale ending or moment here. Not that they were going to get the Kings anyway, but it would have been cool. And Brossoit stepped in and got lit up in game one and then ripped off 4 straight and looks like the solution. That's awesome. So can I just ask you my questions?
Of course.
Here are my questions. Starting off, you kind of teased it already. Jack had 1 assist, finishes round 1 with 71 points. Do you regret giving me 2 rounds?
Yeah, of course I do, dude. Like, I didn't want to, and then you and Emily were like, no, it's got to be 2. It's got to be 2. And I was like, no, dude, if I'm being nice, he should have to have an elite first round. And like, frankly, man, listen, if it went more than 5 games, he would have got it. So, like, it's not his fault that they did it in 5 games.
That was gonna be my only counter.
But, like, fuck off, dude. You needed 6 points.
And he only had 5. Like, that's a hot first playoff, 6 points in 5 games.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, so I can't wait for that moment when it happens.
Yeah, I'm dead. Like,
I hope it's a goal. I hope it's a goal. Actually, dude, I hope it's a secondary assist when he's changed. Like, I hope he has it, chips it in, and then changes, and then someone else gets the puck, centers it, they score, and then Jack from the bench ends your life.
Yeah, I hope it's like a puck hits his skate and then like rattles around, goes to someone's stick, and then it's like a tip in or something.
Yep. Okay. Second question.
It's gonna suck.
Revenge tour. Does Bruce Cassidy feel dope right now?
Absolutely.
Does Johnny Quick feel dope right now, or do either of them feel bad for their friends? They got friends back on those squads.
I don't think Bruce Cassidy feels bad at all. I think he feels bad for Patrice Bergeron. I think he maybe feels bad for David Krejci, but like more so.
No, he fucking hates Krejci.
Yeah,
him and Krejci hate each other.
I think they hate each other. I think Berg made it clear he was like, I will not come back if Bruce is there. So like, he still
fair.
isn't a huge. Berg's not a huge fan, but Bruce, if you don't respect Berg, you're inhuman.
And he definitely does. He definitely does. I think he does feel bad.
I think Bruce Cassidy was smiling ear to ear last night. I mean, he was smiling ear to ear when they made it 3-2 and 3-3, and then last night, like he was like
that full Grinch,
suck my dick, dude.
Full
like,
Grinch smile.
Have fun with your fucking tummy sticks coach who's gonna get you booted out of the first round. I will get my team to the second round, and it hurts, dude. It really sucks. But, you know, I'm sure he feels fucking great right now, and good for him. Johnny Quick, I don't really think feels great. I think Johnny Quick is sad for his boys. I think there's an element of fuck you for him with the Los Angeles Kings and Rod Blake for sure. But Rob Blake didn't want to do him dirty. He was trying to get his team a win, and he thought trading Quickie could do that. But that did not go well for the Kings. I think Quick is happy to be playing playoff hockey, but like he's not really playing playoff hockey.
Yeah,
so
right.
I'm sure there's a lot of shit going on there.
So I think I'm on the same page as you. What I think is interesting is Bruce Cassidy is like fuck you, or not fuck you, but you know he's like good, and he would much rather be where he is right now, going to the second round with the Vegas Golden Knights, than going home with the Boston Bruins. And I'm sure everyone's going to say obviously, but my counter to that is straight up, dude. I believe Johnny Quick would rather be going home with the Kings, like be the Kings goalie still and just be a King still and being like, yep, we lost. Like if I said you can just be on Vegas and be going to second round, or you can have just died with your boys in the first round, he would go, I wish I had just died with my boys and not be here.
Yeah, retire a King or get like health bombed.
Yeah. But since he is on Vegas, and I do feel like he thinks they did him dirty, yikes, 2-on-1, 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 2-on-1. Okay, and then or go ahead.
Let me just say, I completely agree, dude. Like, I think he would rather have retired a King and be out of the playoffs than be in the playoffs getting health bombed / riding pine. Like it's
he never wanted this.
No, this is tough.
Okay, and then here's my third thing. I'm gonna pull some quotes for you. This is stuff from Rick Bowness, aka Bones, the Jets coach.
Mm-hmm.
This is what he said after they lost. There has to be pride. You have to be able to push back when things aren't going your way. We had no pushback. Their better players were so much better than ours tonight. They deserve to win. After that, Blake Wheeler, my boy, took issue with it, saying, I thought Bones had an opportunity to address us as a team. He could have been honest with us, handled it behind closed doors. I didn't like how he handled himself after the game. Kyle Connor, my boy, agreed. Obviously a really emotional guy coming off a big loss. He let his emotions show. I don't know, but if you asked him to do it again, he'd probably do it a little bit differently. The issue I have is he kind of came out of nowhere. Hellebuck, also who I love. This is kind of a tangent to the future of the Jets, but I'm not interested in a rebuild. I just want to compete. I enjoyed myself more in 5 playoff games than I did all year. It's like a high you got to chase. Nice. You can't replicate that anywhere else except in the playoffs. Kyle Connor again. I don't think anybody in this locker room wants to be part of a rebuild. I just want to play for a team that has a chance at the cup. We've had great success with the core you're talking about. We haven't won a cup, but we've shown we're pretty close to getting there. I would love another crack at it with those guys, but we'll see what happens. I bring all that up to say...
I have a couple of comments on that.
At the start of this playoffs, you and I were discussing who would win, and we both picked Vegas, which we'll get to in a second. But one of the things we both said, really, was... I like Hellebuck. That's the better goalie in this series. That type of team has a chance to upset Vegas. Mm-hmm. But everything we had heard was the Jets locker room is fucked up.
Yep.
And to hear this was I've never been more right. We've never been more confirmed
All
right
of that, Chris,
about anything.
All of that is fuckery.
I was like,
everything that you heard from Bonus, everything, even the responses from the players. There is clear. All of these guys are such professionals, and they're so good at saying the right things. But there is stank in every one of those responses. And yeah, this locker room is fucked. And it's interesting. I feel you never want guys on any team, even if it's the team that you like the least in the league. You never want guys to suffer, go through shitty spells. And you hear Kyle Connor say something like, I want no part of a rebuild.
Yeah.
I agree, nor should he. But this Jets team is interesting, man, because that locker room and the relationship with coaches, players, and management and players is just so fucked. And I look at that team and I look at a guy like PDL, you are gone for free.
Yes.
I look at a guy like Blake Wheeler. In what world is that guy still on this team next season?
What's his contract?
I believe he's got a year or two left.
I'm checking. Keep going.
But check right now.
Keep going, baby.
Because if he is UFA, that's insane for them. But I'm pretty sure he's got 1 or 2 left. But there's no way he can remain on this team. You cannot remain on this team with with what the management did to you, with the way your relationship is with Bonus. It's just, I don't understand how they aren't looking at that locker room and seeing a huge shakeup this summer. Not huge, but some pretty big things are going to happen, I would imagine.
I completely agree, and I love the take from athletes when they're like, "I don't want to be a part of a rebuild." And I'm like, "Well, you are." So
yeah, I've got terrible news.
And maybe they'll trade him, but I don't know. Okay, so Dan, this is the so he's under contract for 1 more year, 23-24 season, then UFA.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like, if he's leaving, you got to trade him now.
You got to trade him now or trade him at the deadline, and I just think you do it now, and that's a crazy situation.
Big shakeups coming in Winnipeg. Congrats to Vegas.
Interesting. Vegas gets through in 5. Their big guys are going. Stevenson and Stone 8 points. Eichel, Willie, and Pietrangelo 5 points. They've got the 5th worst power play of all the teams in the playoffs so far, which is interesting because if that gets going,
yep,
you never know.
Bri, you're gonna have to splice in the clip from whatever that playoff preview prod of us going like this. There are problems in that locker room.
Okay, I'll look for that.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to Stars Wild. Wild took care of business. Was that Friday night?
That was also Friday night.
Friday night.
Yeah.
Friday night victory. Take care of the Wild in 6 games. Since the Stars kind of righted the ship, it was pretty smooth sailing from there. And we talked about now 3 episodes ago, Otter got hot and it's been over since.
Yeah, 23, I wrote it down, 23 of 24 again.
Yep.
Not like a ton of shots, but still he is officially dialed.
Yeah, I believe he has 1 of 2 shutouts in the playoffs or 1.
He's got 1. Who else has one?
I think maybe did Akira get 1?
Oh, yeah, he did.
I think it's Akira and Otter are the only shutouts.
Otter's officially dialed. I would say, oh, Christ. I would say that was the Stars' most complete game.
No. Wait, no, yeah, keep going, sorry.
I would say that was, oh, shit, Shesty. He's dead. Shesty's dead. Get up, Shesty.
There's no way that
dude,
counts.
what is going on?
There is literally no way that counts.
Oh, did Shesty shoot the puck at him? We have chaos in the streets,
This is
dude.
madness.
Shesty just shot the puck at him.
As he should. I mean, he shot the puck in an empty
didn't
net
hear
when
a
there was a
whistle,
delayed
dude.
penalty.
Okay, so going back to what I was getting to, I think that was the Stars' most complete game. If I can say one nice thing about the Wild in this most recent L, they kept the Stars' power play off the board finally.
Yes.
But I think that's a testament to how well the Stars played. They were just complete. Otter was everywhere. Wow, would have been again. But they had 33 shots, which they had. Remember, we kept saying they weren't generating any offense against the Wild.
Oh my God! Jacob Trouba, the fucking Troop train, just fucking murdered Timo Meyer.
Was that
is
Timo?
Fucking awful, dude. Holy shit. That was a colossal hit.
He might be out for the series, dude.
Dude, he is out for this game.
For the playoffs.
That we need to look right now if this is like Trouba fucking targeting or that is the cleanest hit of all time.
I don't even care if we lose now.
Oh my God, dude. Oh, that's high.
Shit.
That's so high.
He ducked, but he did take that right in the head.
That's so high.
Oh no.
Oh, that's
no,
so
dude.
high. Oh. Yeah, look, Jack's calling for it.
I mean, you got to call him here, right?
You have
this,
to kick him out of
he's
this game
ejected
immediately.
Trouba's ejected, and Timo Meier's not going to play again for the rest of the playoffs.
Oh, that's
literally shoulder
so
directly
high,
to his
dude.
face, dude.
Broken nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is a definition of a yard sale, too.
And this is such a savage
Oh,
concussion.
I mean, if you're not kicked out of this game, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, fuck, dude.
That's so tough because, like, his elbow's pretty tucked, but you just can't hit a guy that high. This is insane that Jacob Trouba's in this game. Like, utterly insane.
I mean, that is one of the most direct targeted headshot
This
hits
is
I've ever
like
seen in my
one of
life.
the craziest things I've ever seen.
I don't even know-
that man is still in this game.
And, like, what's going to happen now? They're going to go, if the Rangers come back and win, or even if they don't, they're going to go, hey, player safety reviewed that, and Trouba's been suspended. And the Devils go, thanks, we should have had a 5-on-3 and ice the game.
And Trouba's out, too.
And yes, and now all that's happened is the Devils have lost Timo Meier, who obviously hasn't done shit, but still, you'd like to have one of your best scorers on the ice.
Dude, wow. All right, we got to get back into this, but that was wild.
We're out of control. The Stars played great. You kind of said it, Dan. I think they did something that the Bruins didn't do in that face some adversity early in the playoff series and then wake the fuck up.
Just buckled up, dude.
Yep.
I think we said a couple episodes, the Stars are putting people on notice, and it starts with Otter. It absolutely does. But we've said a ton of times now, Sagan and Ben are going, Robo and Hintz are going. Good
my
save,
God.
Shesty. Good Lord. You just feel really good, man, if you're a Stars fan right now. You feel really, really good. I think their team is playing top to bottom hockey, and don't sleep on this Wild team. They're a good team. To take care of them in 6 games is no easy thing. But,
Much harder out than people give it credit for.
yeah, and the last thing that I've got to say is just, you got a first round problem, Minnesota.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
you do.
there is no ifs, ands, or buts about this. You guys have not been out of the first round in 7 or 8 years now. So
Yep, and it's several in a row. It's not just like missing the playoffs. You know,
Yeah.
It's like they missed it once, but every other time is several first-round exits.
wow, Lindgren just got away with a penalty too. The Rangers are getting very fortunate right now.
Uh-oh.
Okay, but yeah. Anyway, you're right. It's a bunch of years in a row that they've now been bounced. So I don't know, man. I think I love Billy G, but at some point something's got to change here for this Wild franchise.
Dude, I worry about them too. I'd have to check the math on this, but they've got big money on... I know they were able to re-sign Boldy. That was actually a great deal for everybody involved, but they got big money, man, locked up on the Suter buyout and the Parisi buyout that is just eating cap.
Yeah, cap, swallowing it.
And they just, you need some big changes, and I don't know where the money's coming from. And what was a killer, Dan, was that, remember when they were like, the cap's going to go up $4 million, and then it went up like $1 million.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're dead?
Devastating.
So yeah, that was not helpful.
Also, you've got to move on from Flower. Like it's
No, he's given one more year, dude.
I'm
One
sorry.
more year. One more year.
One more year. One more year. Okay, I'm in.
Let's go.
No, but I mean, come on, dude. Gus is the starting goalie.
Yep.
And dude, you just have to get that money off the books. Like is he UFA this summer? I think he even might be.
Oh, good question.
But it's just like
Yeah.
it's just we gotta change here, Minnesota.
Yeah.
All right. Also on Friday night, Canes in overtime took care of the New York Islanders. Bye Isle. Canes move on. Winners of the Met facing off against the winner between the Rangers and the Devils. I am proud of the Isles for getting one more game, one
too.
more win. But I think this is maybe exactly what I think I maybe predicted.
I think you did.
Canes in 6.
Yep.
I really did not think the Islanders could give them a good test. I don't really think they did. I think Sorokin got them one win, maybe 2. He played well on Friday.
And he actually played great
I thought he
Friday,
played really,
dude.
really
Yeah,
well
that's the
on
thing.
Friday. But at the end of the day, dude, that Islanders team just doesn't have the teeth that I think you need to win in the playoffs, and it wasn't a test. I think that's our biggest thing for the Canes. Like I am very curious to see the Canes playing whoever is going to win this game because I want to see what they look like when they're playing like a real playoff team. Aho leads the team with 7 points in 6 games. Right behind him is Brent Burns with 5.
Yep.
The thing about this Canes team, we talked about their injuries. They're not that, they're bad. Like Patches is brutal, Svechky's brutal,
devastating.
And Teravainen is he's not having the best season, but it's still bad. That's a top 6 guy that's hurt. So they're not devastating, but they're pretty significant. And I look at the lineup and I'm like, who's a game changer for you here, other than Aho and Brent Burns? And it's pretty interesting. I'm super curious. You got Paul Stastny being the icer in overtime on Friday. And I just don't think you can look at Paul Stastny and rely on him to take you to the Stanley Cup. So I wonder if eventually their depth is going to become an issue for them, a bigger issue than it currently is. And we might see that against one of these two teams.
Totally agree. It's why I picked them to lose. I didn't think I knew it was a bold pick, but I didn't. I thought it was very possible they couldn't get past the Islanders. And I think they did show, which shouldn't have been a surprise because of their playoff history recently. They did show some toughness, some vet toughness.
Mm-hmm.
The Islanders, we had talked about it with the Bruins, dude. And the Leafs. You dropped that scary Game 5 at home, and now you're like, Game 6 on the road. If we lose this one, we don't want the Game 7. And they went into New York. The Islanders scored first. The crowd was going ballistic. The Islanders had like 17 shots. Jesus Christ, this is a violent game. 2-on-1 here.
Oh, good save, Shesty. Good save,
Oh my
Shest.
God. Wow, dude, he's doing everything.
Yeah,
Standing on his head.
Standing on his head,
Truly
Bri.
being an absolute hero.
The place was going nuts, and Freddie Anderson, dude, who you and I talked a lot of shit about, had a fucking phenomenal game.
He absolutely
and
did.
then, dude, the Canes come out in the third. I wrote this down too. The Canes come out in the third and outshoot the Islanders 19-5. 19-5 in a game if you're the Islanders protecting a 1-goal lead and you're like, we just need to win this and go to Game 7. And you get the fucking brakes beaten off you, dude.
Yeah, that's not good,
So,
dude.
but that shows me that Carolina, knows what it takes to win the playoffs. They step up. Your boy Aho, the guy you needed it to be, ties the game.
Yep.
Stastny wins in OT. I just think you watch this series and literally everyone, including Sorokin's mom, is like this. The Islanders were the worst team.
Yeah, agree.
Not much you can do there. Credit to the Canes. A lot of adversity. I'm definitely not going to pick them to win in the second round, but you got to get one, dude. They had some really bad breaks this year, quite literally some bad breaks, and
Fucking crazy.
it's the playoffs, baby. Win or go home.
All right, a series that I think we both desperately wanted to go 7, that unfortunately ended how we both predicted. Oilers beating the Kings in 6 games, winning on Saturday night. We were there.
Sure,
Whole team here.
Whole team there.
Us and producer Brian at the game. Absolutely electric environment. Oh my God,
dude!
Damn it!
Tano's glove
Save, Akira.
is all over the place.
Woo! Electric environment. Huge shout out to the Kings and everyone over there for bringing us to the game. That was so much fun. I love that team so much, and that stadium and that environment and the organization. It's unbelievable,
dude. And we had put on Twitter talking about this series, pretty much everyone's favorite series, that you never know. It was hard to predict those games. It was like fucking blowouts, 3-goal comebacks, OTs, everything. And I remember being like, Brian hadn't been to a hockey game in a while, and we got there, and I was like, I really hope we get just like, we get a good game, a lot of action.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy, dude.
Boy, did we get some
immediate McDavid goal. Yep. Then Kings tie it, and then like, oh, here come the Oilers, fucking 3-1. This game's over. And then like power play goal, power play goal,
power play.
Crypto going ballistic. Oilers go up. Skinner. Fucking
just gives
whiff job,
passes one straight to fucking Philip Deneau.
The stick broke, dude. I don't know if either of you two have watched a replay of that, because live we obviously didn't know. We were like, what a fucking clown. Then I heard his stick broke, but I was like, dude, like it didn't break in half. So I was like, what was it, like cracked, you loser? If you watch the replay, dude,
it's so broken.
Dude, it literally, he goes to shoot it. He's looking up, right?
Just in half.
He goes to shoot it, and it just didn't snap in half, but it literally just folds back. It's gone. He goes right over the puck, or like nicks it. And I was like, okay, that actually was his fault. But dude, how do you not know your stick is broken?
I know.
Jesus Christ. But anyway,
insane.
you get that gift, and then the Oilers fucking robbed us of OT hockey like we fucking deserve.
They truly did.
Scoring with 3 minutes left.
What
a game, though.
Yeah, here's the thing. This ended how we both predicted, Oilers in 6, but not how we thought it would go.
No, fuck no.
I mean, Fiala and Velarde came back. This series was crazy. The Kings had such an opportunity, unfortunately couldn't grasp it. You asked me last episode if I think the Kings are going to feel like this was a step back from last season, and I said no, and I stand by that. I love this team.
I thought you were going to be like, I changed my mind. Fuck them.
I stand by that. I love this team. I think they love each other. I think they did such a good job of building something. At the end of the day, the unexpected speed bump for the Los Angeles Kings this year was goaltending, and that is what killed them. They tried to do something at the deadline, which I give Rob Blake a ton and Luke Robitaille a ton of credit for. They went out and got Korpisalo. Phoenix Copley was in there in the mix. For me, you blew it by riding with Corpy. I think that after game 4, you should have switched it up. Phoenix is the guy that got you there. Fuck the numbers. We talked about the numbers. Corpy's numbers were a little bit better towards the end of the season. But I just think Phoenix deserved a shake. And Corpy just looked shaky, man. He looked leaky the last 3 games. And I don't think he did you any favors, really, if you're the Kings in that game 6. He wasn't terrible, but a couple of those goals we were watching and we were like, that shouldn't be going in right now in a playoff game. Like, come on, what are we doing here?
Oh, good save.
So at the end of the day, I think the Kings, you go into this offseason, you figure out that goaltending situation, you might have a really, really serious team on your hands here. And unfortunately, you got to fucking battle with the Oilers and Vegas for the rest of your fucking life. But, you know, it's exciting, man. It's exciting times being a Kings fan. And it's pretty interesting to say you just lost in the first round in 6 games, but you're still excited about this team.
Hell yeah.
And I think they should be.
It felt ahead of schedule last year for the Kings, for me at least.
Yes, no, absolutely.
That they're even in a dogfight with the Oilers. So maybe last year should have been like miss the playoffs or get the doors blown out. And this year you go, dude, we were in a dogfight with the Oilers. That was improvement.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm kind of like, well, you're back on schedule, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think there's any get it all.
The way I look at it, man, is the Pacific is a powerhouse. They are. Let's call it what it is. All 3 of those teams over 100 points. And I think, is that right?
What, the Pacific?
All 3 of them had over 100 points.
I think so.
Yeah.
Want me to check?
Yeah, please do while I'm talking. But I'm pretty certain they did. Oh, come on. And I look at Toronto, Tampa last season, and Toronto's this amazing team. They've got home ice, and they lose to Tampa last year. You lose that series, and take away the first round failures for Toronto until this year. But take that away. You don't look at last year as a failure. You lost to a team that went to the Stanley Cup that had just won the last 2. That's not a failure.
Yeah.
So
does the 3-1 bother you?
Yes, of course. But I don't think what I mean by that is you don't look at it as a failure that's going to carry into next season and be like this. Oh, we're fucked.
Yeah.
So if you're the Kings, like you just lost to Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl when they both had 150 and 130 points. Like, come on. And that leads into my point with the Oilers. Draisaitl leads this series with 11 points. Connor McDavid and Bouchard both with 10 in 6 games. Like, their big dogs are doing exactly what they did all season, and you lost. It is what it is. Like, you wanted to battle maybe more. You wanted to get to game 7.
You couldn't slow him down.
But, like, there is no shame in losing to the greatest hockey player on planet Earth right now. So that's how I look at it.
I had a few bullet points for you. You touched on one, so I'll just start with that, the Korpisalo thing. The Kings go up 2-1 in that series. Okay? Steal 1 in Edmonton, steal 1. And then win game 3 at home, and then they would lose the next 3 games, giving up 5, 6, and 5 goals. That ain't it, dude.
That ain't it, no.
I hope it's Phoenix, but something has to be done there. You're spot on. First, second thing, whatever. Brian, you can wait on this too. It is nuts watching McDavid in person.
Holy shit.
It's great. Isn't it insane, man?
I texted all my friends. I was like, he's just faster than everyone. Like, it looks like it's a video game or something.
And you know what I've never seen before? We've had the pleasure of seeing so many insane players live. Everyone on the ice is afraid of him when he has the puck. Like, dude, the way you see all 5 players on the Kings immediately pivot into skating backwards the second the puck is on his stick, people are like, fuck me.
Dude.
Like, he is such a next level game changer. It's wild to witness in person. And utterly wild.
He does that shit where he's like, an Oilers D guy will have it, and Connor will skate back towards him and then curl just to be like, and he like puts up like the whole, he's like, hold on. Because he's like, let me just turn, get ahead of steam, then give it to me. Like, he's playing like he's a dad out there playing pond with a bunch of the kids, and he's like, let me just have the puck.
He's playing a different game.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Genuinely, dude. We skate at Toyota, and it's in the gold league, and it's a really good skate. But every now and then we go play on some friends' teams at a little bit level down. And when you play those games, you're literally like, I should probably get a decent chance every time, every shift. And
2-on-1,
3-on-1. Wow.
Eric Holla, dude.
Eric fucking Holla.
Also embarrassing the Bruins.
Also embarrassing the Bruins.
Oh my God.
He was on Vegas when they went, right?
Yes, he was.
Dude.
Just a great play by Palat on the boards. I have no idea how the back
was going to be a problem in this game.
I have no idea how the back check broke down like this. Palat gets that puck on the boards and is grinding it up, and then he just gets it with his skate up enough to Jack here. Battling with Kakko, gets it with his skate up to Jack, and then boom, off to the races.
Where is the third one coming from, though?
Marino jumped up in the play, but that's what I'm saying. How is the back check failing that hard?
Yeah.
That wasn't that crazy of a swing.
God damn.
Well, 3-0 Devils with 5 minutes and 33 seconds
I threw
left.
the pen last week, so I throw the remote now.
I think so.
Yeah,
All
do
right.
it.
Yes.
Nice.
That felt good.
That's the comeback we needed. But so all I was going to say is, it literally, Dan, to me, when he goes out there, he gets a genuine, almost scoring chance.
Yeah.
Every time he steps on the ice. It is literally
It's
like
crazy,
watching
man.
a guy playing a men's league game that's in the level.
Yep.
He's playing a level down in men's league. And he's like, I should score every time I touch it.
It is absolutely
you can
crazy.
feel the arena, like everyone's terrified. Like,
Fucking insane, dude.
Brian, like all of those diehard Kings fans we were around who are like this, they're just like, kill him, fucking kill him.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like the only option. But it is like he has the puck and everyone just starts going, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And they are right to feel that way.
And it's not, I don't mean actually off his stick, it almost goes in. It's just the Oilers almost score because he's like, everyone's looking at him or whatever's happening, but it is mind blowing. Okay, next bullet point. The Oilers are a wagon. And with the Avs out, they have to be the favorite in the West. And with the Bees out, they have to be the favorite to win the whole fucking thing.
Agree. What I will say here is like my last point, and Oilers fans, you're going to come for me again, but I'm right. It's Stuart Skinner, dude. It is Stuart Skinner time. And by that, I mean, oh my God. There you go, Shesty. By that, I mean, the Oilers, in my opinion, are my pick as favorite to win the Stanley Cup, which you just said, and it all comes down to Stuart Skinner. Like, are you going to play even pretty good hockey? Because if you do, the Kings have a fucking real shot. Or the Oilers have a real...
Put Skinner on the Kings, though?
And the whole thing's flipped upside down.
They have a real shot, dude. They have a real shot.
No, but yeah, if he plays even decently well, the Oilers have a real shot at a Stanley Cup here, which is very exciting.
It's very exciting.
Very exciting.
And my last bullet point on this game, not to get too sentimental on everybody, but I'm emotional today.
Okay.
To everyone that came up to us at Crypto to say what's up,
Oh, yeah.
thank you so much.
That was
both
really lovely.
for being a fan and for saying what's up, because that was awesome. And we have a fucking blast doing this.
Agree.
And it's because
Yeah.
you guys either have fun listening to us or have fun making fun of our idiotic fucking rants. But either way,
We're down with both.
yeah, hell yeah.
So, yeah, I think this is us saying, like, Netters fans, if you're listening, if you bump into us in the wild, come say hello. It's a blast. All right, next series. Toronto.
Any news?
No. Welcome to the second round. Unbelievable. First time in 19 years since 2004, the Toronto Maple Leafs make it past the first round of the Stanley Cup.
Monkey
playoffs.
off there. Get it off my back, Dan.
Toss it, dude.
Get it off my back. Monkey off
Get over
the
here.
fucking back for the Leafs.
I truly don't know if this means the Leafs are a freight train from hell now or if they're going to burn out immediately because they're just like, oh, we did it, dude, whatever. Either way, I'm fucking so pumped. And I genuinely mean that, dude. I have hated Toronto so many years in the past, having crazy matchups against the Bruins, but I'm so happy for that city. I love the city of Toronto. I love so many guys on that team. Mitchie, shout outs, buddy, specifically to you. I'm just thrilled. Like I said last episode, dude, the big boys are doing big boy things. Mitch Marner with 11 points, Austin with 10, Morgan Riley, holy moly, Morgan Riley with 8, and then Tavares, Willie, and Ryan O'Reilly all with 7. Like, dude, that's how
what you
win.
needed. That's
and
what you needed.
Putting other people on notice, like, hey, Rangers, hey, Panarin.
Yeah.
Hey, Bruins. Hey, fucking Pasta.
Yep.
guys, like if you want to win, you have to show up if you're some of the big boys on the team. And good golly, look at this Toronto team. You fucking love to see it. They took care of business in 6 games.
Yeah.
Did it on Saturday night, handled their fucking lunch and figured it out, dude. Won in Tampa.
Sick. I wish it had been in Toronto just for them. Like, I know that they didn't want that, but I wish it had happened in Toronto just for them. But so sick. Matthews is a killer. He scored, obviously, you know.
He's that boy, dude.
And, dude, when Stammer tied it in the third, I was like,
because we talked about Stammer has not really showed up in this series. And it was like goal Matthews, and then Stammer was like goal. And I was like, oh, God. Dude, like if I were a Leafs fan in that moment, I would have been like, oh, no, dude. Like he's awake and we are fucked.
Can't have it.
But no, dude, they fucking held on and they fucking hammered it home. And God damn it, did that feel good. Man, we put on the story on, I think it was Sunday morning. I was like, listen, Leafs fans, like I want to hear what were the stories from last night? How are you guys feeling? And so many people replied with really cool stories, like emotional stories about like crying with their dads.
Yeah, that was actually
crying
awesome.
with their wives, crying with their kids, being like, dude, we finally saw this. And it's funny, dude. You think about hockey fans, dude, like 19 fucking years, dude. That's a long time.
Oh my God, dude.
And you just like, you know that there are generations now watching this misery together. So to get past it is such a cool feeling and such a cool thing to see. So it's just, you know, every year the NHL gods grace us with something amazing, and they graced us with something amazing on Saturday night, and that's just fun.
ENGs, dude, they all count.
They all count. That's an empty net goal.
That's us.
Yeah,
that's us.
That's empty netters.
Wow,
that'll do it. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. In a second.
All right. On this Toronto Tampa thing, Dan, I want to say I can't believe genuinely that the Lightning, in my opinion, outplayed Toronto all 3 games in Tampa and lost all 3, dude. They outshot the Leafs, like I wrote this down too. They outshot the Leafs, I think it was 11-4 in the third period of that game. Obviously chasing a goal, but the Leafs were just, you said it whenever episode ago, like they're winning these games that they're being outplayed in. It feels like all of a sudden.
They're winning.
And I actually think, we made this joke last week too, but I actually think the Leafs went into this game like, we cannot go to Game 7. Mm-hmm. Like they, under no circumstances were they prepared to lose Game 6 in Tampa and do all this bullshit again and go to Game 7. Mm-hmm. So I think that's actually what was been driving them. So that was, it was great to see. I think it's so sick that it was Johnny Toe Drags because, dude, how many times in his ODR back home or his fucking driveway playing roller was he out there alone being like, I'm going to score the goal in OT that sends us through. And I was probably winning the cup if he was daydreaming, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and objectively, you know, kind of a shitty, like, stupid brag, but objectively, a pretty iconic goal in Leafs history to get them out of this bullshit. And the hometown boy scores it. I thought that was really awesome.
Yep. Agree. I really loved Stammer talking to him and being like, keep it going, dude.
I didn't see that. That's awesome.
He, in the handshake line, he was like, keep going. Like, go all the way. And they're boys. They played together for as like young kids, played World Juniors together, won Olympic golds together. They are really good friends, and that was really fun to see. But, man.
What do you think about Tampa? Was it...
I told you a few episodes ago, I think that we might be seeing the beginning of the downfall of this dynasty, and I think it's true, dude. I think they're still a good team. They're still going to be in the playoffs every year for the next few years, but they've got a lot of miles on them. I think it's just, that's the thing with, you know, it's the same in football. Like, it's a lot of games and shit like that, but at the end of the day, man, like, fucking aim. If you go to the cup and you play multiple games in the cup, like, you're just playing so much hockey.
Third of a season.
And your off season is so short, and these guys, like, you can only just do it so many times in a row. So
I was thinking, Dan, it was like this Tampa is like the ending of Homeward Bound to me, where it's like
he was too old.
It was too far. It was just too old.
But unfortunately, this time Shadow doesn't crawl out of the hole and come running up to Peter.
And limping
this time he was shot behind the shed and put out of his fucking misery.
Oh my God!
But yeah, that'll do it. Congrats, Toronto. Truly, Leafs fans, Leafs Nation. Like, we fucking love you. This is so exciting, and I can't wait to see round 2.
2 personal things for Leafs Nation. 1, I posted that you guys were all chanting, "We want Florida."
Yeah,
I know people were chanting, "We want Boston" too. I was just busting your balls. It was just funny to me that you couldn't quite grasp the concept of that chant.
No.
But you got Florida, baby. So fucking bring it on, bitch.
And they got it right, dude. Boston are fucking pussies.
And then 2, dude. And I love me some Leafs fans. And I just have I want to tell them one piece of news. Bro, losing later sucks even worse.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry.
That is what you like, a lot of Leafs fans, like we were celebrating and a bunch of people kind of came in the mentions and they're like, hey, like, thanks for like not giving a shit for celebrating like we won the cup. Like, let us have this moment.
Had to do it.
And fuck yeah, dude. You've earned this moment. But I am telling you as a friend to prepare.
Yes.
Because
mentally prepare.
Dude, the deeper you go, the worse it feels. Like it feels 1,000 times worse. So if you guys lose in the next round, we are here for you.
Yeah.
Because it's going to fucking kill.
It sucks. It stings, and it gets worse and worse each round. So enjoy. This was an exception from the rule, and I'm glad you celebrated, but fucking batten down the hatch. Win it all. Yeah. Win it all or batten down the hatches, because it don't feel good.
No. All right, before we get into a really sad topic for us, let's get into a really happy topic for us. Anyone in this room got some spunk?
There's spunk everywhere in here. Everywhere.
Dude, we dropped the Seattle spunk shirts today.
Fuck yeah, we did.
I don't care if you're not a Kraken fan. These shirts are fucking fire.
And also,
go onto the shop right now. Go onto our story right now. Go get one of these Seattle spunk shirts. They are fucking
for everyone listening, for everyone that's on board, I'm looking for a tagline. I pitched to Dan like spunk on, spread the spunk.
We got spunk.
What did we? Oh, well, that's pretty funny.
We got spunk.
What did you? We put something on Twitter that you said that was fun. Oh, fear. No,
I said we got spunk.
No,
what did you think I just said?
No. I know you just said that a couple days ago. We put something on Twitter.
It wasn't we got spunk.
No. It was like fear the spunk or something like that. Too much spunk, maybe. But I'm looking for a good tag. We got Spunk's the leader in the clubhouse.
Yeah,
but we need something cool because the spunk rolls on.
There is so much spunk, man. Yeah. Listen, this weekend, right after the Bruins collapse, we saw the Stanley Cup champions of last season lose to the second year in the NHL Seattle Kraken.
That Kraken win might literally have saved my life.
Yeah, truly. It's given me hope to like keep living and watching. But I got a question for the two of you. Did we make this happen?
Yes.
I think so.
I kind of do too. Because like it's out there in the ether. Like the hockey world knows about spunk.
Yep.
Like, and it's pretty fucking electric. I think we did. Like, this is the Blues Gloria thing.
Yeah.
Like, we have made Seattle spunk a thing, and just, like, Kraken fans love it. And, dude, they've got spunk, and they've rolled it right into a 7-game series victory over the Colorado fucking Avalanche.
In Denver, dude. When they lost Game 6.
Sick.
When they lost Game 6, I was like, fuck, dude. That's it. What a fucking Cinderella ride, but that's all she wrote.
Yep.
Slipper don't fit. And
Yanni Gord playing out of his mind for the Kraken. You've just got these guys who are rallying together. Haxtell's got them fucking ripping around, and they went toe-to-toe, dude. From the very beginning, they just went toe-to-toe with this Colorado team, scoring first in every single game this series, and they won, dude. The Seattle Kraken won. Their first playoff series ever in the history of the franchise. They had to play the former Stanley Cup champions of the year before, and they fucking won. Seattle Kraken undefeated in playoff series in their franchise.
Whoops. And you want to talk about not
playing...
That's
spunky.
That's spunky as hell, dude. You want to talk about not playing scared. First playoff series ever against the champs. Dude, just foot on the gas to start every game. First goal. Nothing fazed them. Losing at home didn't faze them. It was... the performance that you dream of, dude.
Yeah.
Like, unbelievable experience for the franchise, for the fans, massive. And, dude, we ain't done, by the way. But massive series win. Colorado, and I had a blast rooting for the Avs last year. I love a lot of those players. I love a lot of my buddies. Love that team. They were hurt by injuries for sure. What a weird
year.
Yeah, because I had a weird on a personal level because, like I just said, I like that Avs team, and it goes all the way back to the Bork year, those early Sakic years. You know, I'm just like I like the Avs. So coming into the series, even though I was like Seattle has spunk, I was like, yeah, go Avs. I like the Avs, and it was weird feeling the emotions like by Game 4 being like go Kraken. Like I fully was like, never mind, dude.
But this is what happens in the Stanley Cup playoffs, right? This is why they're so fucking fun because you just all of a sudden. Teams emerge that you're like, I got to get behind this. And I I'm with you. I've always loved the Avs, but dude, I was rooting passionately for the Seattle team after game 1.
So, but
this is what I
started saying. You nailed it. What a weird year for the Avs, because we had both joked they were like lollygagging the ball around the infield, lollygagging through half the season, and then as soon as the All-Star game hit, here come the Avs, dude.
Boom.
I guarantee they finished first in the division. They did, and I was like, you all fucked now, dude. You're all fucked now.
Yep.
And then popped by the Kraken in the first round.
And they just slowed down. They looked tired. They looked not themselves. I'm sure we're going to hear about some injuries with that team, but
the big dogs played well. Makar, I don't know if I got to check his
a
stats.
little
He didn't do that
quiet.
much, but Moose and Nate Dogg played great, and Georgiev played pretty good. Like I don't put that on him. Grubauer, phenomenal.
Big win for Grubauer.
Big win.
Like
he played great in the
I'm
losses
telling
too.
you, that feels good for him.
Yeah,
But it's fucking electric to see, dude.
it is spunk season.
Yeah. We are the biggest Seattle Kraken podcast ever.
Yeah,
I'm a big crackhead. With a K. With a K. With a K.
Yeah.
With a K,
No,
with a
we
K,
are
with a K,
fucking
with a K.
crackheads, and we are full of spunk. It's
Yeah.
really fun.
wow.
All right, now it's time for the moment I am sure you are all waiting for and all here for. On Sunday night, the Boston Bruins, the greatest regular season team in NHL history, lost in 7 games to the second wildcard team, Florida Panthers, in, without question, the greatest choke job in NHL Stanley Cup playoff history.
We actually didn't get to watch the game. We saw the update on our phone. We missed the whole thing. I heard they lost. Glad I didn't.
I don't
glad
really
didn't
care
see
that
it.
much.
Yeah,
you know,
glad
so,
I didn't see it.
Chris, you can start us here because I don't even really know what to say. Like I've said so many things and have so many things to say, but I don't really know where to be.
Okay. Let me start with this one. I agree. I have a lot of bullet points, and we'll try not to bore you guys. But I got a lot to say.
No, they got the chapters. If you want to skip it, you can skip it.
you're right.
But I'm sure a lot of you guys are Bruins fans here to commiserate with us, so let's do it.
I'm starting with this one because I will fucking die on this hill. Breaking the record mattered. Everyone said, it's not in our heads at all. It's not a thing at all. Dude, that team with the added pressure they had played the most preposterous version. Real quick, Devils win. Congrats. Sorry, Brian.
Yep, Devils move on. Sorry, Brian.
That team played the most preposterous version of 2022-2023 Bruins hockey I've seen. It wasn't Bruins hockey at all. They changed everything. They were uninspired entering the zone. Were more willing to get pucks deep. They were turning it over. It was just an abomination of hockey for pretty much 6 full games, 5.5 maybe. And if you asked any of the players now, even no camera, no microphone, straight up, you're in a room having a beer together off the record, did you breaking the record change? Did that pressure fuck you guys up? I guarantee they would still go, no, dude. But they're fucking wrong.
Yeah.
It did.
I completely agree with you, man. And it's not just the record either. It's the President's Trophy. And I think it's...
I'm a little softer on that, though. Are you? Like, what if they
No.
just won the President's Trophy?
Here we go, dude.
I know the
No,
numbers,
don't
yeah.
say fucking I know like that. And when you're trying to disagree with me, since 2014, here are teams who have won the President's Trophy. Lost in the second round, lost in the third round, lost in second round, lost in second round, lost in second round, lost in first round, lost in second round, lost in second round, lost in second round, lost in first round. That's 10 years straight. And the record added something to that, no question. But the reality is this, dude. There is something about these teams who are the best team in the league who enter and play a wild card team who goes like this. Fuck it, dude.
Yeah.
We're playing the President's Trophy winner. We just snuck into the playoffs. Who gives a shit? Anything can happen. And for whatever fucking reason, all of these NHL teams, clearly all of them,
Yep.
they get in these situations where they go down. And here's the thing, dude. Some of those second rounds,
I was going to say only one other one was a first round, right?
there were 2 first rounds.
Yeah.
yes.
So it's usually like when you're playing a tough
but it's
team
like
now,
all second round.
Yep.
And the second round, you're playing good teams, no doubt. But dude, you get down and you're like, oh my God, not us too. Mm-hmm. And then it is you two.
Yeah.
And it has been for years and years straight. So there's something to it. I frankly can't believe it. I can't believe that these guys let this happen. But 100% with this Bruins team, the record did matter. It was in their heads from the very beginning. And you saw it and you've seen all the articles. They were playing so scared, dude. The turnovers, and this will now be 2 episodes in a row. I am not taking anything away from this Florida Panthers team. We talk all the time. When you get into the playoffs and you have a team that you love, you immediately hate the other team.
Yeah.
I do not hate the Florida Panthers. I don't hate a single player on that team. None of them did anything fucking dirty. None of them were shitty. They were all very composed. They were very mature. I love Matthew Tkachuk. I love Brandon Montour. I like so many guys on that team. I don't think that a ton of people have been like this. They outplayed, they outgritted, they out this, they out that, they out hustled the Bruins. I don't think that that's necessarily true. I think the Bruins beat the shit out of them in games 3 and 4. And I think game 1, which we said was like ugly, wasn't really like the Bruins stole that one. It was like, that was an ugly game for the Bruins. They won still, but it was kind of ugly. It didn't get awful until 5 through 7. And that is where the Panthers definitely outplayed. But like the whole series, it wasn't like, from top to bottom, the Bruins were outplayed. Dude, the Bruins killed themselves.
Oh my God, yes.
They played so scared so often in this series. All those turnovers, they weren't all the time forced turnovers by crazy high press or neutral zone pressure, D-zone pressure. It was like unforced errors, just like quickly ripping the puck off your stick, blind passes, these insane turnovers that always led to goals.
Yeah.
That's the shit where I'm like, what are you guys doing? And that's the panic. That is the panic. And it's insane to watch. And when you say you collapse, when you choke, to do it in 7 games, it means you're doing these things over and over and over again. It's the definition of insanity to make these same mistakes when you have game film, tape, and days in between to say, guys, this is what we're doing. This is why we're losing. And then you still go out and do it. It's mental. It's devastating.
Brings me right into my... Well, I want to agree with one thing you said, because I think this is going to get talked about a lot, that the Bees weren't tough enough. And I've actually hated that argument in hockey in general over the last 4 or 5 years, because the game is changing. It's way quicker. Jack Hughes exists, dude. Point. End of discussion. Exhibit A, Jack Hughes exists, and now we can stop talking about teams have to be more violent. I know the playoffs are a grind and all that bullshit, but I'm just saying, when you watch that 2019 Blues series, it actually did feel like every time we went into the corner on either end of the ice, we were getting our brains beaten in.
I agree.
Literally getting hurt half the time. I did not feel that way at all watching this series. I wasn't like, the Panthers are smashing us. They're chipping it behind us and crushing our D, and our forwards are scared of going. It's like, they weren't beating us up. They just worked harder and played calmer. And that's what I wanted to get into, because this is my next bullet point. Players got to play, right? But coaching, dude, what is your job if you're not like, hey, calm down?
Yeah.
That series took, 2 weeks. 2 full weeks to finish. You can't get your boys to calm down for 5 fucking seconds.
And since you brought it up, Chris, I think Jim Montgomery got drastically outcoached here.
Same.
It's a huge bummer, because I loved the hire. I love Monty too. I think
me
he's
too.
a great coach. I think he's good for the boys. I think he got in his head in this series with some of the injuries. I think he didn't have. I don't think he had the conviction to make a couple of decisions that he certainly needed to make and that people were calling him to make. I think you fucked up a lot with jumbling up the lines. And at the end of the day, our next transition here, hearing that Linus Ullmark now, and part of me loves and part of me hates the series ends and then you hear about all the injuries.
Yeah.
It all comes out. I know it's not, because I know what these guys go through. It feels like an excuse sometimes. And hearing that for the last 4 games, maybe all series, Linus Ullmark was, quote, battling an injury that led to severe discomfort and was messing with his timing and his mechanics. In what fucking world are you playing that guy?
Dude.
And it goes back to what I said last episode. You fucking blew it when you didn't start him game 5. Game 5 was the auto. You were up 3-1. You have a top 5 goaltender in Jeremy Swayman right here. Ullmark is hurt.
You have a hurt goalie.
Let Swayman take care of business. And dude, if I had known if I were in that locker room and it was told that Ullmark is hurt, you start Swayman in game 5, and if you lose, you start him in game 6.
Yes,
and
dude.
you go like this. Dude, you have 3 games to win 1. Start Swayman all 3. And dude, sure, Swayman lost, and he had such a devastating press conference after the game. He was like, I owed these boys 1 more save. He played great, dude.
I thought he was. I haven't seen that. I almost just started crying when you said that. I don't ever want to see that.
He was so emotional, and he made monster saves. And dude, He made third period and overtime monster saves on these dog shit turnovers. Matthew Tkachuk clean breakaway
in overtime,
making that save. And I'm like, dude, this kid is ready for the moment. And you had an opportunity, in my opinion, Montgomery, to start him game 5. And dude, I'm telling you right now, they would have won that series if you started him.
Dude,
game 5.
so
I'm not saying game 5 would have been certainly the win, but if you started Swayman games 5, 6, and 7, the Bruins win that series. And I think almost everyone would agree with that, and it's fucking devastating that you didn't do it.
So I want to talk about Sway, but I'm going to stay on coaching because we're just right here. The lines thing, Montgomery's always done that. I hated it even when it happened because to me that is signaling panic a little bit. Like he's like, oh, we got to fix the same thing. And if I'm the team, I'm like, chill out, dude. But obviously he muddled the lines, and then we win games 3 and 4, and it's like, okay, well maybe he was right. So I'm willing to look past that. What I cannot look past as a diehard fan is some of the shit you were saying about like Forbort and Cliff, like Grizz, like some of these guys in the lineup are just not doing it.
No.
But that is like, I feel that way, but they're in the room, they're on the ice at practice, like maybe they know more, whatever. Even, dude, RA tweeted this, and he tweeted that Allmark injury thing, but he tweeted that Monty said after the game. Did you see that about the goalie coach? He was like, why'd you go with Sway in game 6? And he's like, you're going to have to talk to Bob Asensa after, who's the Bees goalie coach. And I'm just like, dude, I get super annoyed with Bill Belichick as a Pats fan, but one thing I respect about him till his dying day is every loss ever, he's like this, we didn't coach it up. I didn't coach enough. We got to coach better next week. This was on our fault. If you get asked and you're Jim Montgomery, why is Swayman going in game 7? Why wasn't he in game 5? Whatever. You do not go, I don't know, speak to the goalie coach.
I agree. That
Are you
felt
fucking
like such
kidding
a
me with that
shitty
answer?
deflect. I hate it. And if I'm the goalie coach, I'm like, fuck you, dude.
you,
You're
dude.
the starting coach.
And maybe he just meant like,
Or head coach.
Bob knows what Allmark's injury is, so talk to, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but I'm just like, dude, you just have to go. It was my call.
Yeah.
I thought it was Swayman tonight, and I made the call. Yeah. And it was the right call, and it was too late, to your point.
It's too late.
So to go on Sway just because you were on him.
Yeah, please.
Because I just want to give him stick taps, dude, because I fucking love him, and obviously picked him to be like a 30-game winner this year, because I think he's that fucking good, which he is.
Yeah, clearly.
I just didn't know Allmark was going to go nuclear. God bless him, dude, and it sucked because the first team who scored won every fucking game in this series. And I said, whoever scores first in game 7 is going to fucking win, and it sucks that Sway is cold coming in.
Yeah.
Like, you can't give up the first goal and you're this cold. You can't even settle into the game. And his first one was kind of soft. But after that, dude, he was a machine.
Yep.
And he made those massive saves in overtime. Straight up, dude, we should have lost that game by 2-3 goals.
Odd man rushes all over the place.
It was crazy,
was
dude.
awful.
Like, I cannot believe that was it. So I'm so sad for everyone, but especially him, because I thought he was fucking fantastic.
The elephant in the room is Patrice Bergeron.
Yep.
We have defended the decision to play him in game 82. I just can't believe how unlucky it is that playing in a game that quote unquote doesn't matter because he wanted to in front of his dad, which 100 times out of 100 you do that. It's just so impossibly unlucky that he herniates a disc.
Can you believe that's what it was?
Break a rib, dude. It's just so insane that injury happens. It was so clear that he was not himself. Krejci gets injured as well. And you're just without your top 2 centers, man. And we knew, regardless of this record, we knew that going into this season, and particularly into the playoffs, we talk all the time, in 2013, the Boston Bruins lost to the Chicago Blackhawks in the Stanley Cup. And it's because Seidenberg and Zdeno Chara were too old to go up against Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews. We were very aware that in a playing every other day playoff series, when your top 2 centers are 37 and 36 years old, that even if they're Patrice Bergeron and David Krejci, that's a question mark.
Yeah.
And you go in and they're both injured, severely injured. That is just devastating.
Yes.
And it's wild, man. You look at this team, you look at how good they are. They won 65 regular season games, but you see them in the playoffs and there was something weird about it. And it's horrifying. And you have the questions again here, like can you look this up? What did Pasta finish this with? 5 goals and 0 assists?
His playoffs?
Yeah. Because, I thought he disappeared, dude. And it's funny because... I
don't know if he did as bad as you think, though. I'm going to check.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think he had 5 goals, maybe 4. Or no, he scored...
he scored the go-ahead goal last night.
That's right.
2 goals the night before.
Yeah, so he had 5 goals. And I'm curious if he had any little assists there in the last 2 games. But I think he might have had 5-0 for 5.
Playoffs. 7 games, 5 goals, no assists.
Yeah. So 5 and 0 in 7, dude. That's a disappearing act, buddy.
5 goals, though, dude.
I don't give a fuck, Chris.
That's still good,
No, it's
dude.
not.
Yeah, it is.
No,
dude.
it is not. You're fucking stupid. If you score, I'm serious. If you score 60 goals, 60 in the NHL season, and then you come in and you score 5 goals with 0 assists, dude. Like, sure, you're 5 goals, but dude, if you are contributing nothing on the assist when you're on the power play, you're on the top line, you had 60 goals and 40 some odd assists this season, and you go 5-0 for 5, that is a fucking bad playoff performance. And it's a number of bad playoff performances in a row.
I agree with that.
And that is just like not acceptable. And there are other guys on this team that shat the bed. And it's brutal, like you said, when you have guys like Grzelcyk, who's making almost $4 million a year getting health bombed. That's not acceptable. It's absolutely devastating. And here's my hot take. Here's my hot take for this situation with this Boston Bruins. For me personally, and I think when I'm just thinking about this logically, I think this loss is definitely worse than the 18-1 New England Patriots season. Because you have been, without question, the greatest regular season NHL team of all time. And then you come in and you play a wild card team with home ice. You go up 3-1 and you fucking choke and you lose. And I think it's worse. I think it's worse than the Patriot season because you had 7 games to do it.
And more specifically, the 3-1.
You had 7 games to do it, and you got up 3-1, and you had 2 shots at home to finish it out. And you were up 3-2 with less than a minute left in the third period of Game 7, and you fucking blew it. I think this is the worst loss in the history of Stanley Cup playoffs. I think it's the worst loss in Boston Bruins history, and I think it is the worst loss, playoff loss, team loss in Boston sports history.
Question. If the Bees this year went to the Cup and were up 3-1 with home ice twice against, the Oilers or whatever, and blew all 3 of those, including being up with a minute left in Game 7.
Yep.
Is that worse than what happened, or is what happened worse than that?
What happened is worse. I still think
Even though we just told Leafs fans it's more painful the deeper you go.
It's more painful, but it's not more embarrassing.
Yeah, I agree with you.
This
And
is a bigger choke. If you did that to the Oilers, I would go, Jesus Christ, you fucking choke.
in my heart, I'm dead.
Yes,
I'm
but
dead
I would
inside.
go, you were the best team, and you got to the Cup, and then you lost to the best player on earth. And let's say it wasn't even the Oilers. You got to the Cup, dude.
Yep.
This is worse because it's so fucking embarrassing. And listen, dude, I'm not talking shit. Like,
No, dude.
I fucking love, you have ripped my fucking heart out of my chest.
Oh my God.
And I am furious. But at the end of the day, I love the Boston Bruins. I love that organization, and I love literally every single member in that locker room, some of whom I consider friends at this point. And I fucking love those guys. I'm just saying it sucks so much, and it's embarrassing for all of us, dude. And I know for them more than anyone. So, like, my heart goes out to them, but holy fuck, it's catastrophic.
I was gonna say, would you call the season a failure?
Oh my God, Brian.
100%, dude.
It couldn't be a bigger failure.
Dude, Pete Blackburn, who is a unbelievable writer and Twitter, Instagram personality, he's from Boston. He's going to come on the pod. We've been talking to him today. He said if he could do anything, it would be erase this season from his memory. And I completely agree. And I love and respect the people who are going, dude, we still did something amazing this year. I'm not washing the season away. Dude, like, good for you for feeling that way. But, dude, this is a massive failure on so many levels, and it's catastrophic.
You know what's crazy for me, Brian, on that front? When I look back on the 2 Cup losses, like that, I know you're probably not a massive hockey fan, but that epic Bruins-Leafs comeback down 4-1, that we lost in the Cup that year. And every time I see that highlight, deep down I go, we lost though. But at least those 2 years gave me some like epic memories. And I'm like, I know where I was with my dad. We were watching that game. This year, everyone's like, yeah, but what a ride. And I'm like, so what? I'm going to look back at this year and being like, but dude, remember that regular season game against the Wings? That was sick. We got that dub in November. Remember that? Like, there's nothing here for me to be like, well, at least that was cool. Dude, like Pasta got 60. I'm like sick.
What
dude.
really
But,
blows about the record is, to your point, Brian, like, is this a failure? If you break the regular season record and then you don't win the Cup, it always feels like shit.
Yep.
Like, even those the Red Wings team that lost in the fucking Western Conference Finals against Colorado, like, they're like this, yeah, that was a failure. So it's like you already had to win or your fuck ups, and now you lose in the fucking first round. It's so bad. Do you have one more thing to say about this? Because I have one more thing that's utterly devastating.
I do, yeah, but I think Brian's.
I just brought it up because I saw a tweet talking about like the Giannis like quote.
Yeah.
So someone was saying like, is this a failure too? So I just want to see. What
Oh right, yeah. Well, if you're fucking in a higher plane like Giannis, then no, this wasn't a failure. We've learned lessons and we'll win another time.
But also, like,
no,
was there anything particularly special about this Bucks team? Like, sure, they're the 1 seed, but like, whatever, dude.
Yeah,
I'm with Giannis on that one. It's like, whatever. The things that make it so much worse is the Bergeron and Krejci coming back out of retirement, breaking the record. Like, all that stuff is so different. So it's just catastrophic.
I have one big thing,
it's
just a bullet point, I guess. So you can do your big thing first.
You sure? I've been talking a lot.
Okay, I got you. I heard this from Andrew Raycroft, actually. Razor,
Yeah.
devastating, Dan. I don't even know if you know this yet because I haven't told
I
you.
probably don't. I love Razor too.
The Bees leading in the third period this year, 47-1-2. The Bees tied in the third period this year, 13-3-0. The Bees were leading or tied in the third period of every game in this series, and lost 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
Bro,
Yep.
that's the type of shit I'm talking about with the composure. Like, this team lost their composure.
So bad, dude.
It's fucking
so bad.
nuts, dude.
So bad.
Okay, go.
The last thing I have to say is the thing that really breaks my heart. This core of Bergeron, Krejci, and even throw in Marchand since 2011 has been the core of my my life, my fandom. Save for a unconscious Tim Thomas performance in 2011. Unfortunately, this group now has a lot of really, really bad losses.
Said this on the story, dude. Their
I
resume
think it
is
sucks,
bad.
dude.
It's bad.
Like 2013 losing to the Hawks in 6 is like not that bad because that Hawks team is phenomenal.
Yeah, but like 2
losing
goals
in
30
6
seconds.
with the 17
Yeah,
second
17
nonsense
seconds,
is bad. The collapse to the Blues is very bad. And dude, I read that stat. Brian, I'm curious if you know this. I read that stat about the last 10 or so President's Trophy winners collapsing. 3 of them are the Boston Bruins.
That's what I was about to say.
2 are in the second round, and 1 is in the first round.
Yep.
So it's just like a really upsetting.
Did we have the President's Trophy and lost to the Capitals?
Yes.
I thought that was the first round too.
No, second. I believe it was the Capitals. But that's my closing thought, dude. It's, my heart goes out to myself and all of Bruins Nation because, man, like this one, it's really devastating, dude, when you hear the guy say, like this one stings. This one is going to sting for a long time.
Leave a mark.
Like Marchand says that, and I'm like, this one better sting for the rest of your fucking life, dude, because like this is awful. And I love you, and I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
like
Christ.
It sucks.
Rapid fire. Berg retires. Yes or no?
Can I defer? No. Because dude, based on all the reactions, it looks like yes, but I just don't know how you play the way that you played. And you can go out like this and not be like this. Let me just do it one more time.
I know, and I felt that way about Brady though.
Yeah.
And I was like, "There's no way you can go out on this only losing season ever." And he was like, "Bye."
Yeah.
So
I just think Berg's got one more.
Me too.
So no.
Okay, I'm saying retire. You kind of said this already, but just
you're not gonna ask Krejci?
Oh, Krejci retires.
Yes.
Yes.
And he should.
Dude,
he's just too hurt. Like he's just
had a great season though.
But he like missed a lot of time this season and then gets to the playoffs and immediately gets hurt. I just think he's like so banged up.
Yep. I love him, dude. What a fucking player. Thanks for everything. Matty Tkachuk is the man.
I love him.
Florida is so sick. Toronto's obviously going to be favored, but I'm interested to see if Florida's got a little bit of this no one believes in us juice in their coolers.
Well, we're going to do a rapid fire at the end of this, our picks for all the next round.
Bob's breakaway save on Marchand. Iconic.
I said it 2 episodes ago. I said it was.
I'm just saying we said if the Panthers were ever to win this series, holy shit.
No, I said if they win the cup because I was like they could win this series.
Still though.
It is iconic.
I think that's everything. I would say my biggest takeaway from this is I have to stop watching sports.
Yeah, 100%.
It's legitimately unhealthy, and I hate myself.
Yeah. All right, let's kick it to the final series. Rangers Devils. We just watched the game. Devils came out on home ice And unfortunately, at the end of the day, sorry, Brian, beat the brakes off the Rangers here 4-0.
They looked way better.
First time Shesterkin gives up more than 3 goals in 23 playoff starts.
Ooh, I don't know if that's on his head, though, with the empty netter.
It counts as a goal against.
Ooh, does it?
Yes.
I don't know.
Who would it be a goal against? No one?
Yeah.
It has to be a goal against.
I know. I think it says he has 3 GA. He has 3 GAs.
Is that true?
I think so.
I think that's bullshit. You should have.
I kind of like your take. I just think
Brian,
I have.
look that up. Does an empty net goal count as a goal against for the goal?
Like if you
On it.
That's one of those funny ones. I'm like, I should know that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think it should be.
I wish it was.
There's
but
no
I'm pretty
way
sure
it actually.
I'm pretty sure it
There's
isn't.
no
Yeah.
way it is. So he keeps that stat. Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I want to say about coming into this, which is irrelevant now, but was
I want to give you some credit. You called Devils in 7.
Yep.
Well done.
all I want to say going into tonight was Ahsoka Tano finally got in Game 6.
Yep.
And I don't know what you think about this. I haven't really talked to you about this. Lindy Ruff pulling him in the third was mind-blowing to me because you've got this kid who saved like 83 of 85 shots. He's literally the only reason you're alive. Did you find it?
Yeah, empty net goals do not count against a goaltender's goals against average or their save percentage.
Good.
Fair.
Good.
Uh,
I mean, I think it'd be sick if it did.
Yeah, me too.
That's good.
So this kid saves your season, right? He's a brick wall. And then the Rangers are getting to him in Game 6, which I thought was actually going to swing this whole series because I was like, once they get to him, it's over. But he gives up. It's 4-1 in the third. And I know there's been a bunch of 3-goal comebacks, but I'm kind of like, all right, if you want to save this kid, because I'm pretty sure he wasn't hurt, then just take him out right now. But then they score the 5th, then they yank him, and I'm like, dude, why are you? This is a question now. Now next week, next night, everyone's gonna go, oh, dude, is it VTech because he got lit up, or what's the deal here? And I going into this having a Devils in 6 was terrified because I was like, way to fuck up the only thing that you had going for you in this series and getting in Ahsoka Tano's head.
Yeah.
What does he do, dude? Pop a shutout in my eyeball. And
yeah.
everything is fucking fine.
And I'm not just saying this because they just won so emphatically. Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
You have whiplash. Like, pulling him was such a good coaching move. Like, you've got this kid, like, not every goalie's Vazzy, dude. Not every goalie's like this. Yeah, light me up like a pinball machine. Like, that was dude, just come out.
It was just so late, though. You know, if it was like 4 in the first, they're like, get out. Save yourself.
That's
it
what
was
I'm saying.
like 8 minutes left.
It's fine. Like, get out. No, not finish the game. That was a great coaching decision. Like, there's no need to let, like, if they score more. Like, he's like, you're fine, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you do that because you're like this. You're obviously starting next game. And that's why I think you have whiplash. Like, you're like this. Now there's a question. There was never a question who was starting this fucking game. Like, you have legitimately been traumatized by all the goalie nonsense of these playoffs. So that was never in question.
The Devils were all over him tonight. It was fucking crazy.
Things that we've talked about, they got. We posted that clip saying that the Rangers are frustrating the Devils, and they had been, and then the Devils figured it out. And they we saw it in a big way in the first 4-0 Akira shutout. And then, dude, right back to that. This first period, the Devils were buzzing all over the ice. And yeah, it just felt like early in the first period. I mean, the game was tied 0-0 after the first period.
Yep.
And if I watching the game, I was like, this is over.
You said if the Rangers score if the Rangers score first, though,
it's dangerous.
they're going to win. Yeah.
But I was like, the Devils are winning this game. Like, they had all the shots were even, but they just had all the dangerous chances, and they were just out. Dude, they won every 50-50 puck. They were beating the Rangers to every puck on the ice.
Truly.
And it just looked like they were all over the place. And then Palat and McLeod, the sexiest fucking goal I've ever seen. Palat getting to that puck, and then the fucking sauce over a sliding defender, and then the patience from McLeod to stuff that puck in. It was just a really strong game by the Devils.
And Palat's one of those few guys that they brought in with experience, and he's been quiet all series. And I was like, I looked at Bry and Jack before this game, and I was like, Palat could be dangerous tonight just because he's been in these Game 7s, and he was fucking dangerous.
Something I'd like to say, we've seen the last year's Eastern Championship champions in Tampa bounce in the first round.
Yep.
Last year's Stanley Cup winners bounce in the first round.
Yep.
This year's President's Trophy winners bounce in the first round. All of these teams are taking big time heat off of New York.
Yeah,
And
good point.
that is something I would love to talk about right now. This New York team has very good pedigree. They've got good deep playoff runs under their belt. They've got guys in that locker room who have been to Stanley Cup finals. You have a top 5-3 goalie in the NHL who's made a good long run in the playoffs. And then you went out and you got Patrick Kane and Vladimir Tarasenko. And I know that the Devils had home ice here, but I always kind of found it funny that the Devils were the top seed and the favorite in this series because this was New York series to win. And you go up 2-0 with 2 tallywhackings. And then you lose this series. Dude, New York needs to be taking some heat as well. Like, all those 3 teams I just listed are distracting everyone from the fact that, in my opinion, this is a bit of a collapse by the Rangers.
So everyone said before this started, we put up the fucking tiers, and they were like, I mean, because, dude, New York, you've said it a million times, has been really streaky this year, including post-deadline, when they got all their toys. And we had both said, I don't think the Rangers are that good. I thought they overachieved last year. I thought they've been less consistent this year because you knew you weren't getting 50 from Kreider anymore. Chesty maybe isn't quite at his level anymore. And I'm not saying that's for the future. I'm just saying he didn't quite play this year the way he played last year. So coming into the playoffs, I was like, the Rangers are pretty good, but they're not that good. I also said, and believe still, that was a fucking brutal matchup. If they got to play the Islanders first round, they probably win, get some momentum, and they could have found themselves in the fucking cup. That was a really tough matchup. I'm sorry. But I would like a fucking apology from every New York Rangers fan who lost their shit when I said, the Rangers aren't quite as good as you think they are. And they were like, well, I'll be fucking ramming the cup down your fucking throat. We'll see how good they are.
Oh, you mean the team that's won this many games in a row that has this roster? Yeah, you're not as good as you think you are, clearly, because you just lost to a bunch of little kids who just found themselves in the fucking playoffs after being one of the worst teams in the league last year.
And dude it's
you can't go out and get Vladimir Tarasenko and then also just dick slap the Chicago Blackhawks and steal Patrick Kane and then get bounced in the first round after going up 2-0 on the road and then coming home and getting shit pumped and then losing. Like, dude, listen, the Bruins are the embarrassment of the NHL.
Yep.
No doubt. But New York Rangers, you are not fucking far off, dude. This is a bad fucking first round loss.
What's funny, Dan, is I like the Rangers, and in the same way, like we'll chirp the Rangers or the Leafs or the Oilers or whatever. The Rangers fans, and I guess I shouldn't be surprised, New York, never changed New York, but the Rangers fans are the only ones who are super mean in the comments. Like everyone else, like Toronto's
fucking New Yorkers,
Toronto's like, come on, dude, give us a fucking chance. Bro. Like the Rangers are like, you fucking loser. And I'm like, all right.
Gabagool motherfuckers.
I'm not even happy. I have a ton of Rangers fan friends in this office. I'm not even happy they lost. I just like, there's a little piece of me that is happy for the fucking trolls.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, dude.
I love the Rangers. We have, my old buddy is on that fucking team. I love the Rangers, and I have great, dear friends who are Rangers fans. But boy, man, you Rangers fans, I love you. Don't ever change. But
tough one.
Fuck your fucking.
Another one, Dan, that'll be
aggressive.
interesting to see next year, right? Because Kane and Vlad are they under contract?
No.
Yeah, like that'll be curious to see what shakes out over there.
Yeah, it's wild stuff. All right, CP, take us through a revisit of our picks, and then after that, take us through the matchups for next round, and we're going to do just rapid fire predictions.
Here we go. We both had Stars in 6. Correct. We both had Oilers in 6. Correct. You had Leafs in 6. I had them in 7. Leafs correct for both. You had the games.
Mm-hmm.
We both had Vegas in 6. Vegas, I think you had Vegas in 6.
I did.
Vegas correct, but 5 games.
Yep.
We both had Panthers in 7. Correct. Fuck me.
God, I fucking have such a bad life.
Oh, man. You had Canes in 6.
Yes.
Did you say 7?
I said...
You might have said 7.
I think
can't remember.
No, I think I said 6.
You had Canes in 6. Correct. I had Isles in 6. Big wrong on that one. You had Avs in 4. Big wrong.
Loser,
dude.
Fucking loser.
I said last episode, this idiot.
Big
I've
wrong.
Never been happy
Loser.
to be wrong.
I had Avs in 6, which is also wrong, but I do think I was the first to identify and label spunk.
Oh, you...
And I would like some credit for that.
Absolutely were. Yes.
I believe I deserve some recognition from this board.
You do.
And I had Devils in 7. Correct.
Yes, you did.
Pretty good run for the boys there.
Yeah, we did well. I feel like we're like
Yeah,
tied.
I think So on the West, we both had Stars, we both had Oilers, we both had Vegas, and so we went 3 of 4 on the West because neither of us had the Kraken. In the East, we both had the Leaves. We did not have the Panthers. You had the Canes. I had the Devils. So we hit 2 of 4.
Yeah, okay.
Different 2 of 4. New picks, the new series: Vegas versus the Oilers, Stars versus the Spunk, Leafs versus the Panthers, Devils versus the Canes. Vegas, Oilers. Who you got? How many?
I have got. Oh my gosh. Oilers in 7.
Ooh. Oilers in 6.
Love that.
Leafs.
Nope. Oh wait, sorry.
Panthers.
Leafs in 5.
Oh, that's what I put too.
Yeah.
Leafs in 5. Nice.
Which is going to, if that happens, and again, I need Panthers fans to know, I genuinely love you.
Yeah.
Like I have nothing against this Panthers team. I just don't think Bob has all of a sudden woken up, and I think this Leafs team is a juggernaut.
Toronto's really good.
And it's going to make it, when Toronto gentlemen sweeps them, it's going to make us all feel so much
hurt even worse.
Yeah.
I totally
so
agree.
don't think I'm happy about that pick.
Devils, Canes. Who you got?
Devils in 6.
Me too. Devils in 6.
I think we are going to I think the Canes, I don't want to say exposed, I just think it's going to show how
Devils are feeling good right now.
how
Canes tough at
thin
home.
they are.
Canes tough at home, but I still think Devils in 6. Okay, and lastly, Stars at Kraken. I don't know what you're going to say. I want to do this one at the same time. So I'm going to count to 3, and then we're going to say who we think wins.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Spunk in 7.
Spunk in 7.
Let's go, B.
Spunk in 7. Let's go.
Come on,
we're
boys.
fucking riding this train all the way there. Give me all the spunk. Give me all the spunk.
Man, I'm excited. Second round going to be lit.
I can't wait. All right, guys, that's it for us today at the Empty Netters Podcast. We will see you later this week. Holy hell, we're into the second round, baby.
Round 2, baby. Skate hard.